Come on. Come on. I can't get this audio file to open. Hey! Live from the Jack and Jones Shredder Studio in beautiful CCM at the University of Cincinnati, it's the Dennis Daniels Show! Tonight's guest, actor and producer Henry Winkler, plus John Pokemon and the Dennis Daniels Show Band. And now, here is your host. He is the 2009 Bearcast Innovator of the Year, Boogaloo Shrimp, Dennis Daniels!
The hands of time, that's when I discovered love. That's when I made it mine. My pants couldn't be too tight. That's when I learned to fight. Jane seemed to find the day. She took me all the way. Ooh, I'm all about you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome back once again to none other than the critically acclaimed Bearcast talk show segment, The Dennis Daniels Show. I am your host, the innovator of 2009 for BearcastRadio.com, and the only man on the face of the earth who can get a jukebox working by punching it, and then paying several $100s to call a jukebox repairman to come out and fix it, because probably it's an internal mechanism inside the jukebox. But you know, where are you going to find a jukebox nowadays? Everyone's got their iPhones and their iPods and even though it's ridiculous, they got their Zunes. Dennis Daniel. All right, settle down, you know. I don't know why all these blackbirds and fish are just dying and dropping everywhere, you know. I think it has some kind of reaction with the fact that Marvin Lewis got renewed as the coach of the Bengals. I tell you what, you know, New Year's Eve was crazy. The over at the 20th Century Theater in Hyde Park, they couldn't get the ball to drop. Well, if they wanted to get the ball dropped, they should have just got T.O. Hey-o! Bengals joke. But folks, let's give it up once again. He is, of course, the one, the only guy that I would have next to me. He is the Richard Cunningham to my Arthur Fonzarelli, the boss, the man, the John. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Unfortunately, John Pokemon cannot be with us today. He is off in Courtland, you know, doing some kind of law thing. Well, this is the first Dennis Daniels show of 2011, and man, I'm more happy than my Aunt Dee at the Chuck E. Cheese. My dad said that would not work, but I did it anyway, because I go too far. Now, if you joined us the last time on the Dennis Daniels show, we had anime voice actor Crispin Freeman, and that was great. He pulled a reversal on us. He asked me and John a question, and we were just totally caught off guard, and it was just crazy. But today, folks, on the Dennis Daniels show, we have got possibly the biggest guest today. I know I said that when we had John Cena on the show, but my guest today, I think he takes it to levels that are unmeasurable. My guest today is none other than actor and producer Henry Winkler. Now, if you don't know who Henry Winkler is, and I think that's maybe a small 0.5% of people, he is best known as the epitome of cool, the one, the only, Arthur Fonzarelli, otherwise known as the Fonz, from the popular 70s comedy Happy Days. You know, back in the day when there was no Snooki, Jazzy J, and The Situation, before the vampires that came out during the day, before there was a Boogaloo Shrimp, a Dennis Daniel, or even a John Pokemon, there was Happy Days, a very popular show that ran from 1974 to 1980 that was set in the realm of the 50s. And, you know, you can't get any better than Happy Days, you know, set in Wisconsin, because that's where all the best comedy shows are set, in Wisconsin. You know, And speaking of settings, of show settings, what about WKRP in Cincinnati? It was not set in Cincinnati. They did not shoot one thing in Cincinnati except for some B-roll, but it was shot in California. That's crap. You know, we're not good enough for a comedy show, you know? And don't get me started on Drew Carey. That show is not shot in Cleveland. Angry. Shoot, man. Who doesn't love the Fonz? You know, his crazy black leather jacket, you know, that motorcycle he rode, the ability to summon the hottest of chicks with just a snap of his fingers, and possibly the most important ability of all, turning on a jukebox by hitting it. You know, I can't do that. I'm going to do it right on my laptop. I'm going to get a clip and play it. I'm going to try doing it with my hand. Let's try it. Nothing. If Fonz were here, he could do it. He's had such a cultural impact. He's known for some of the most important moments in 70s culture. You know, whether he was jumping the shark, riding the bull, you know, taking down segregation by punching the sign and knocking it down. That was cool. That was cool. I couldn't do that. Well, because there's no segregation nowadays. So, but Henry Winkler, I tell you, he has such a cult following. And if you want to see him in person, you can do that this Friday at the Duke Energy Center at the Cincinnati Cavalcade of Customs, the annual Cincinnati car show. It is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're going to talk to him about his appearance there. He's also got a very popular book out, Hank Zipzer, The World's Greatest Underachiever. You know, a story that talks about his personal life growing up as a kid. You know, it's a really good read, and we'll talk about that later on in the show. But let's get back to the Fonz. You know, Arthur Fonzarelli. My dad said not to talk too much about the Fonz, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the Fonz. The fact that he is just this cultural icon. You know, he's had such an impact, and his image went on to form one of the most underappreciated WWE tag teams in the history of WWE, Deuce and Domino. They were tag team champions, but they were very underappreciated. And, you know, maybe that's a problem with WWE nowadays. They lack the tag team division. Sure, they got Santino and Kozlov as tag team champs, but, you know, that's not enough. They broke up the Hart Dynasty, and they broke up Crime Time, which was a big mistake, because now Shad's, hey, who knows where he's at nowadays? Back to the Fonz. He has just had such an impact. In fact, he's had such an impact on the world that a certain Peter Griffin from the show Family Guy decided to do a religion based on the Fonz.
Please rise. Now sit on it. The Fonz be with you.
And also with you.
Let us A reading from the letters of Potsy to the Tuscaderos. Yea, and did Fonzie downstairs cometh from his apartment above the garage, and saith he, reassembleth will I the pieces of my motorcycle, though I suffereth from temporary blindness. Amen.
Amen.
I could tell that Seth MacFarlane was a big Fonz fan. Or otherwise, why would he have done an episode where Peter devotes a religion to the Fonz? It's just amazing how much of an impact Happy Days has had on television as well. It's also won 2 Golden Globe Awards for Best TV Actor. He won those 2 Golden Globe Awards in 77 and 78. From that, he's gone on to all kinds of great things. He's not just an actor. He's also a very critically acclaimed producer and director for shows like MacGyver. He's also been in many movies, including The Waterboy, Click, Scream. And you can catch him in all kinds of great shows nowadays. You can catch him in Children's Hospital, which airs on Adult Swim. You can catch him as Hank Lawson's conniving, money-stealing father, Eddie, on the hit USA show Royal Pains, which I believe is a pretty good show. You know, it might be the next Monk. Just it's so popular because A Doctor in the Hamptons, you know, and he's also won 2 daytime Emmys for his work on Clifford's Puppy Days. He's also a very critically acclaimed voice actor. He's even got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know, you're not going to see this anywhere else but on the Dennis Daniels Show, because the Dennis Daniels Show gives you the very best for free. I mean, we could charge you for this thing, you know, but nope, we just love it way too much to do that. So, well, let's get right down to it. I think it's time that we get to this. My next guest is a very, very critically acclaimed actor, producer, director. He's best known as Arthur Fonzarelli from the hit show Happy Days. He has done all these great things, you know, and you can catch him this Friday at the Cincinnati Cavalcade of Customs. So without further ado, give it up. He is the one. He is the only. He's Mr. Henry
Winkler.
Mr. Winkler, thank you, and welcome to the Dennis Daniels Show.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, and how are you today?
I'm so good. So let me ask you a question. Are you a student at the university?
Yes, well, I just graduated in December, and now I'm a non-matriculating student, which means I am taking credit because I have tuition remission left. So I thought, might as well put some to good use. And, of course, being the first week of the brand new year, what better way to start off than with a guy who played the most critically acclaimed, coolest guy in the history of the world, the Fonz.
Thank you so much. Now, let me ask you another question.
Sure.
Who listens to your show?
Oh, we have a very extensive diversity. We have a podcast, which is on the Shripcast, which you can look up on iTunes, but after the show, of course. We have anime fans, we have wrestling fans, we have fans, we have all kinds of people who can just come to bearcastradio.com each and every week, whether it's the All-Taste Explosion, whether it's 5 Minute Major, whether it's another popular show on here. We have all kinds of diverse listeners because we are UC Student Internet Radio, bearcastradio.com, your stream, not mainstream.
Unbelievable.
And I think it's about time that, we have some more notable people like you, Mr. Winkler, because you have just...
Well, you can call me Henry, that's first of all. And second of all, let me just say Happy New Year to you and everybody who's listening.
Happy New Year to you. I think 2010 was a pretty good year for the All-Taste Explosion, but I think with you right now on here, I think 2011 is going to just blow that out of the water.
Oh, wonderful. So I'm coming to Cincinnati Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, you're coming here for the annual Cincinnati Cavalcade of Customs, the annual auto show, which celebrates some of the most critically acclaimed auto mechanics, car body shop designers, and car products all over the tri-state area.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It is one of the most beautiful events. Now, I'm not a car person. I drive a Lexus, and I pray every day it starts. But these men and women, I have such an appreciation because they have built a lot of these cars from the ground up, and they are gorgeous.
Yes, one of the people entering is my dad's good friend Dave from Extreme Creations. That's XTREMEKREATIONS.net.
Oh, that's great. But what kind of car does he have? You don't know.
Well, my dad, he's currently building a...
Does it have a motor?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So as long as it has a motor, that's all you need.
Well, he's building I believe a 56 Buick convertible.
Well, there you go.
I'm not a car person.
So your dad is into cars.
Yeah, he's very into cars.
Yeah.
He's also into being a DJ, which I guess is where I kind of get some of this from.
I see. And you hope to be on the national scene pretty soon?
That's the plan.
Unbelievable.
I think with the array of guests we've had over the last 2 years, I think I got a pretty good shot.
Well, there you go. And what you've done is you've taken some of those interviews and you've cut them into sound bites as an audition reel for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
We're just but it's.
Well, I'm very proud to be on your station right now. I've had some of my best times in Cincinnati.
Oh.
Because one of my first professional jobs after I went to drama school in New Haven was in Cincinnati, Playhouse in the Park.
Yes, a lot of our guests have gotten their start in Cincinnati, Playhouse in the Park.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do at the Playhouse in the Park?
I did Incident at Vichy by Arthur Miller, who was not only one of the greatest playwrights in American literature, but also married to Marilyn Monroe. So I thought, you know what, he must be a fantastic fellow.
Yeah, well, I've never seen any of Arthur Miller's works, but I'll have...
Not yet.
Not
yet. You haven't seen them yet. You have so much time to catch up.
Yeah. How did you get your start in acting?
I've always wanted to be an actor. I was just drinking some ginger tea there. I've always wanted to be an actor. And what I found over my career is you prepare yourself. Everything you do, every action of your day prepares you for that moment when the door opens for opportunity. And tenacity is the name of the game. Tenacity is majorly important as you pursue any career.
Now, I read on your IMDb Internet Movie Database profile that growing up you struggled with dyslexia.
I still do, yeah. You don't lose your dyslexia. 1 out of 5 people have some sort of learning challenge. And that's why I heard you mention in that incredible monologue of yours, very Jay Leno, that I wrote 17 novels with my partner called Hank Zipser, the World's Greatest Underachiever. And they're the story of my life as a dyslexic in primary school, elementary school.
What was it like growing up, and did it affect your dream of being an actor?
Well, it didn't stop me from being an actor. What it affects is it affects your self-image. You think you're stupid. People tell you you're stupid. They tell you you're lazy. You're not living up to your potential. And the fact is that it's all your wiring in your brain. You know, and not only that, but it's hereditary. So it's actually passed on from the parents. Parents, a lot of times, are embarrassed that their children are not up to snuff. And I mean, are you a Bengals fan?
I've seen the season's performance.
Now, let me ask you a question. If they were, like, in the playoffs, would you be a fan?
Well, to be honest, I'm not a big sports fan.
Well, there you go.
But I do support the team. You know, I do the orange and black hooday. I just think, you know, the odd couple, Ocho Cinco and Tio, I think the reason they're called the odd couple is because it's odd that we're not in the playoffs.
Right.
You know, that just we seem to pull it together during the middle of it, but in the end we start falling apart.
Yeah.
And we've been let the other teams seem to get a good advantage over us, which is not good. I'm surprised that Marvin Lewis got his contract renewed yesterday.
You did?
Well, I just heard about it. I heard about it while I was at the television studio I work at. So it's just,
and what do you do there? What do you do at the television studio?
I'm an intern.
You are?
Yeah, I'm like loud.
You're not on the air?
Well, I'm more of the behind the scenes guy.
Behind the scenes, but eventually you're going to be on the air interviewing Ocho Cinco. Don't you think?
I hope so. Well, that would be super.
Carson Palmer, you know, he went to USC. My son went to USC. So we are partial to connections with USC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of education, I read that you graduated at Emerson College in 1967.
I did, in Boston.
And then you went on to the Yale School of Drama to get a Master of Fine Arts in 1970.
I have a Master's of Fine Arts, and it was a wonderful time there. What I found about New Haven, the city that is host to Yale, is they have great pizza.
Oh, I'll have to go check that out whenever I'm in Yale.
It's called Pepe's Pizza. It's one of my favorite pizzas in America, not just the East Coast. And, of course, many times I have been to Montgomery Ribs.
Montgomery Ribs, you have to check out the...
Isn't that right there where you live?
Well, I live in a small suburb of Cincinnati called Norwood.
I see. Have you never been to Montgomery?
Oh, well, not really, but we do have the barbecue sauce, so...
You do?
So Does
it come in the mail, or do you go and pick it up?
We pick it up at the local store.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We've got a lot of very popular condiments. If it's not the barbecue sauce, it's the Frisch's tartar sauce. So you're gonna have to try that out too.
If I came to your house for a meal, I would have condiments up the wazoo because you've got all the different tastes from Cincinnati.
Well, we ran out of tartar sauce, so.
Oh, no tartar sauce. Okay, so let me just say, if I come to your house, no fish.
Well, gosh, Henry.
Is your mother good at fish?
Well, Dad does most of the cooking.
My Dad does.
Is
Dad good with fish?
Oh, he can make anything. Mom's the cake person. Mom is the cake person. You'll have to.
I like cake.
Who doesn't love cake?
Do you have sauce for cake?
Gosh, no.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
I don't know.
It seemed to me that you had sauces for everything. I was just wondering.
I just think, Henry, if you came by our house, I think you'd have a hard time getting away from Dad and my Aunt Joyce and Grandpa because they'd just be asking you 1,001 questions about Happy Days. But
it would, huh? Well, you know, I loved Happy Days. But right now, when I hang up with you, I'm going to the set of Children's Hospital.
Yes, the Children's Hospital. You can catch that every week on the Adult Swim on Cartoon Network.
Right. It's Sunday nights, usually very late because it's very rude.
Yeah.
It's a spoof on every hospital show that's ever been done.
Well, I've only seen a few select episodes,
Yes.
and
did it not knock you out of your chair? Did Grandpa not laugh?
Grandpa's a very, very devout Christian, Henry, so I don't think, and he doesn't have cable, so he wouldn't see it. But my brother, John Pokemon, who
Now, what does he do? What does John do?
He is my co-host, and
Right, but in real life, what does he do?
He's going to UC to major in criminal justice, and right now he is at court testifying over some kind of hit and run thingy.
Oh, wow.
So he's living his dream, actually.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yes, it's we thought the interview would be tomorrow, and
Yeah, and I have to tell you something. Tomorrow I'm doing interviews for another show that I do called Royal Pains.
Royal Pains, yes.
Now, say January 20th several times.
January 20th at 9 o'clock on the USA Network. That's one of our questions.
The second half of the second season.
Yes.
And then we start again for next season. I think we start shooting in April.
Yes, that's one of the questions we're gonna ask, because you have a role in the quickly acclaimed USA Network show Royal Pains, which focuses around.
When it debuted, it was the largest audience on a cable show ever.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yes, but
it's wonderful. It really is a good show.
Yeah, but USA Network, they've got all kinds of great programs on there. They've got Royal Pains.
I don't care about the other programs.
What?
No.
Oh, Henry.
We care only about Royal Pains.
Then, Henry,
Let me just tell you, I'm telling you the truth. You know, I could say, wow, I'm part of the family. It's just the greatest. It's Royal Pains. That's the only show on USA. And if I catch you watching anything else, I'm coming to look for you.
But I gotta watch my Monday Night Raw.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean wrestling?
Yeah, one of the guests we had on the show
I
was...
was talking about a real show.
Oh, Henry! Come on, Henry! Why you gotta be like? We had John Cena on the show.
You did?
Come on, man!
Well, listen, we had the Big Show on ours.
I know the Big Show. Yeah, Paul Wright. I tell you,
is he not the greatest? When I helped produce Hollywood Squares a few years ago, we had Big Show in a square. He couldn't fit in the square.
Yeah.
He's the biggest man I have ever met in my life anywhere on the planet.
7 feet tall, weigh about 420 pounds. He could be compared to another great, the late...
Or a tree. He could be compared to a redwood.
Yes, he could be also compared to the late, great Andre the Giant.
Oh, there you go.
What was it like working with Big Show on Royal Pains?
He's a lovely, funny, genuinely funny fellow. He's married to a gorgeous woman who is a lot smaller than he is. As a matter of fact, I think he uses her as a purse. He carries her just on his shoulder.
I believe he has achylogamia, which is an increase in the hormones, which causes the accelerated height.
Can I just say, I am very impressed that you even can pronounce that.
Well, I did a presentation on Andre the Giant. Now, the difference between Andre and the Big Show was that Big Show had the surgery to stop the growth. So,
I see.
Where Andre was in constant pain, even past WrestleMania 3, which he's best known for being slammed by Hulk Hogan, he was in incredible pain, and he passed away in 1993 of a heart attack. So, caused that.
Wow, yeah. I want to tell you something. Your parents should be unbelievably proud of the money they spent on your education.
Gosh, Henry.
No, I'm not kidding. You're an encyclopedia.
Well, I try to be a well-rounded individual, because that's the only way you're going to...
You seem to be. And not only that, but you're also ready with sauce. You've got condiments and facts. That should be the name of your show.
No... Gosh, Henry.
Did you ever think of doing a cooking show?
Oh no, because there'd be nothing left. There'd be no food left.
So you didn't take that after your dad?
No, I did not.
What about cakes, like after your mom?
I couldn't make a cake to save my life.
No, huh?
Yeah.
Well, me either. I just find a great bakery.
Yeah. BearcastRadio.com. This is Dennis Daniels Show. We've got Henry Winkler on the air, and we're just getting off topic with this now.
We are.
I read before your work on Happy Days, you landed a role in the 1974 film Lords of Flatbush. What was it like to portray a member of a Brooklyn gang?
Well, it was a gang of four. You know, we weren't really tough. It was like a social club. Everybody at that time, in the 60s and the 50s, they were part of a social club, and you wore black leather jackets. So he kind of was like a little precursor of the Fonz.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good time. Now, the only time that my career intersected with Richard Gere,
mm-hmm.
he was fired from the Lords of Flatbush, and I was hired. That was it. I saw him once at a party, and he had no condiments with him.
Gosh.
I'm not kidding.
You're not going to let that die, are you?
I loved it. There was no cayenne pepper in his pocket.
Okay.
All right, get back on track. Here we go.
In 1974, ABC
Can
casted...
we talk about, like, 2011? In May, I have a new book coming out.
Ooh, new book. Tell us about it.
I love to fly fish for trout, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. It's my passion. So I go to Montana in August. Mm-hmm. And I took pictures. Mm-hmm. And somebody said, hey, these are not bad. And this Father's Day, I'm going to have a book of my photographs that I took while fly fishing for trout in Montana.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yes, I guess that would be a real good reading.
Well, you know what?
Real...
I don't know about that. What I know is what I've learned in my life. You don't know what you can accomplish until you try. You know, I'm so dyslexic that my camera, I could not turn a knob. I had no idea what any of those knobs were, any of those different settings. I just pointed and shot. And now there's a book.
Yes, and
that's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. And that reel joke, that was an R-E-E-L, reel. That's like real as in fishing.
Yeah.
And that's another aspect of the show, the comedy aspect. It's not the best aspect, but we still strive to be the best. Now,
John, I bet that you are the best. Are there other shows on the station?
Yes, we have a very, very extensive diversity of programs here. Like I said, we're run by the students for the students, and we have just got all kinds of great programs. And
you have more than 10, 15 listeners?
Yes, we do.
Oh, my God.
We have
fantastic.
Yes, we have. For those who love the sports, we have shows like 5 Minute Major. We have Brain Damage. We've got Two Guys and Good Times. We got Hip Hop on the Block.
Brain Marrow?
Brain Damage.
Brain Damage.
Brain Damage. That's like
no, listen, I understand that well. I think I've got it.
Oh, no.
I'm not kidding. I was told, I swear to God, that if I had like a spoonful of chili paste every day, my damage would be just completely patched.
Yes.
You didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not.
Are we back on track? Here we go.
Yes.
Let's move from 1974. Give me one more detail of your research before I have to go to the set.
Okay. After Happy Days ended its run in 1984, you really picked up the ball and ran with it. You went on to produce and direct several television shows. One probably best known for is MacGyver. What's it like to switch from acting to producing and directing a program?
Well, let me just say one thing is fear. I was really nervous. I wasn't sure that I could do it. And that brings me back to the point that we talked about before. You don't know what you can do until you try it. And there's always somebody who can do what you can't do in a process. Like if we're going to have a business, I can't do the business part of it. I can't do the math. I can't do any of that stuff. But I can figure out what the product line is going to be, what the show is going to be, who the actors are going to be. So I do what I know how to do, and you associate yourself with people who know how to do stuff you don't, and you get there.
After that, you would go on to come back to acting in the late 90s and 2000s by appearing in classic films like Scream, The Waterboy, and the short-lived but controversial Arrested Development.
Arrested Development is great, isn't it?
Well, I have not really seen it.
You've not seen it. You're telling me on the air in front of all these people you have not seen Arrested Development. Is that what you're saying?
I've seen several episodes.
Did your grandfather see it?
No.
I'm shocked. I don't know. If I knew this, we would not be chatting.
Gosh. Okay, I'll pick up a season of the DVD after the interview.
Did you
but
promise me?
I promise.
Okay.
Now, afterwards, you've won many awards throughout your career, including 2 Daytime Emmys for your work on Clifford's Puppy Days, a TV Land Award, When Bad Teens Go Good, 2 Golden Globes for your acting in Happy Days,
Wait a minute. What was Bad Teens Go Good?
It was the category for the TV Land Award was When Bad Teens Go Good.
Oh, I see.
2 Golden Globe Awards for Best TV Actor for Happy Days, 1977 and 78. The Genesis Award.
Can we get into the 90s?
Yes. The Genesis Award for Best TV Drama, MacGyver. A Teen Choice Award for your work on The Waterboy. And you also have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes, I do. I was knighted by the government of France.
Knighted by the government of France.
Right.
How does it feel to know you have left such a major impact on television history and such countless memories?
All I care about is your audience today. Have I left a major impact with them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
Yeah. Yes. I believe your work in Royal Pains.
But you don't. What you're saying is you don't know.
Yes, I do know.
Are they now jumping up and down in their dorm rooms right this second?
Probably. Well, probably not because the stream is down.
I see.
We're switching over to Live 365, but with your works like Royal Pain, Children's Hospital,
so nobody can hear us at this moment.
Well, not nobody, but works like I said, works like Royal Pains.
I love Royal Pains. When is it going back on?
January 20th, 9 p.m.
Right on USA.
On USA Network.
Yeah, you can't say that enough,
Oh no, yeah, you can't say enough publicity. You're appearing Friday night at the Cincinnati Cavalcade of Customs. You guys want to go meet this guy? He's the guy that redefined what it was like to be cool. So forget the Snooki, the situation, and his 6-pack. I have no idea what that whole thing's about. It's something that you don't want to miss. Now, I know you're probably pretty pushed for time, but we got one final question.
One question, and then I got to go.
Why could the Fonz never say wrong?
Well, because he was never. He was never. Yeah, I can't do it either.
Oh, it's cool. Well, Mr. Winkler or Henry Winkler, I really appreciate taking this time to have this interview with us.
Well, let me just say, DD. Mm-hmm. You did a great job.
Thank you. And would it be too much trouble to, on the count of 3 to take us so we could all go on out with a good note with one big A?
Sure. A.
Wait, not yet. This has been the Dennis Daniels Show. Mr. Winkler, thank you so much. We will see you guys here next week with Rebecca Forstad. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. A.
B.
C. All right, Mr. Winkler, thank you so much.
What a pleasure.
We will see you all here next week on the Dennis Daniels Show. Until next time, good night, Chachi.